Good day. Today we are discussing about black and white America and beautiful America, and we are here to discuss about the issues we have in the United States. I have right next to me Police Captain Keith Croman. On the left hand side, I have Tina Parker and Quincy Parker. We discuss series of events that we came across in this country. We are planning to give beautiful documentaries, science program, educational programs in future from MAA TV. So please subscribe MAA TV and let's go from there. Ms. Tina, now you told me that you believe that we have such racial discrimination in this country. Do you believe that?
But we do have racial discrimination in this country, and being of African American descent, I personally experienced it. Currently, the United States is going through civil unrest in various areas due to issues related to the recorded death that was viewed the world over by a Mr. George Floyd. And that's probably one of the more prominent or salient examples of perceived racial discrimination that's going on in the U.S. at this time.
Captain Keith Croman, in your understanding, believe that, do you think the police need more training?
I think any type of training is always going to be beneficial for anybody. There is a lot of training that we go through. I'm not aware of any police department that would be against additional training. I think all training is good. So when it comes to community relations, racism, community development, whatever it is, and it's racial diversity training, it's in the police academies. It's always a topic that's discussed within my profession. So I think times like this right now where we're sitting down and I get to hear Tina's side and Quincy's side and their perspective and their view and their real life experience, it's healthy and it's engaging in dialogue. At the end of the day, we are peace officers. We're California peace officers, and we're here to serve the public, and we truly believe that. We are here to serve the public. The badge that I have upon my chest is a symbol of public faith and trust, and it is a lot of power. As Tina said, we have a lot of power given to us by the state of California, but what comes with that power is a lot of checks and balances too. And I think what Tina was saying is there needs to be better ways, and we need to see maybe red flags of people that are engaged in behavior that is not proper or illegal. There should be some warning systems out there where higher ups or managers or department heads see that. And in fact, since we're on the discussion of that, there are systems in place for that. I can tell you personally, because I used to work internal affairs in the police department, any type of behavior that is racial or shows discrimination would be dealt with quickly and swiftly. It's not tolerated, at least in the organization I work for. And I think by and large, most law enforcement agency have those systems in place. Are they perfect? No. Is there room to improve? Absolutely.
A lot of people talk about this dismantling police department, defunding the police department, reorganization. What is your idea about that? What do you think about? Do you have too much money or less money, or money should be allocated from other areas like schooling, housing, healthcare?
Well, police departments, law enforcement as a whole take on anything and everything that a community or society has problems with, right? From child abuse, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, traffic safety, domestic violence, violence in our schools, active shooters, the mentally ill. There is a tremendous amount of areas that the police departments will get called to. And so I don't think that a police department should be defunded, because I think the community is going to hurt if that happens. A community will, because there's a lot of resources that police departments provide for all those different areas, the mentally ill, our homeless problem, substance abuse, drug abuse. We have different programs where we try to get, even youth involved, or try to curtail or correct certain types of behavior, feeding people, getting people medical attention, counseling, shelter, all that sort of stuff. So is there a way maybe you can get additional resources or get some of those responsibilities and give it to a social worker? Yeah, I think there's other ways possibly to deliver services to the community where it's not just the police department. If it's maybe a nonprofit or another entity in local government or county government that can provide those services for the different demands that are out there.
The same question I asked Chief of Police, the dismantling, defunding, and also reorganizing, reforming the police. What do you think about that?
Personally, as kind of having an engineer background, we have steps, we have, procedures, we have the ASCE, so we have things that are in place. So I think in terms of that, with a police department is, it has higher cases of corruption. We should start restructuring. We need to start getting results. There's definitely room to improve that, or else we wouldn't have this issue. We wouldn't be having this talk. There would be, everybody would be okay with each other. It wouldn't be riots, protests. There wouldn't be, you guys are wrong or you guys are wrong or this is this, that. We wouldn't have that. So I think the first step would probably be to restructure or to add on to increase certain checks and balances, because obviously people aren't happy with certain things that are going on. So I think that needs to be addressed, because I think at the end of the day,
Issues of the police department.
yeah, for the police department, I think at the end of the day, people, I'm talking as a black person, I'm talking as a person of color, I think we would feel justice if there was an objective process with it. We don't feel that there's a fair process. We don't really feel as if we get the same treatment as our white peers. So I think we need to include that, and we can start restructuring. We can start adding certain checks and balances to make sure certain things don't happen, because I don't think George Floyd should have died. I don't think anyone with a right state of mind would say that he deserved to die. So to start with certain checks and balances to increase public safety of both whites and minorities, people of color. So we can start restructuring. In terms of dismantling, I've only read a few cases. The two, I think one was out of New Jersey. Camden, New Jersey. They said it was beyond repair, and so they dismantled that. And then crime decreased by like 40-something%. But I'm not saying to just start by jumping them off the ledge. We could start with trying to restructure. So people like me, people like my mom, other black people, other people of color feel like that they're peace officers. Because I think if you ask other black people or other Hispanics or other people of color, they would probably feel like, I don't know about peace officers to us. So I feel if we could restructure that and everybody feels included and, I could go to a police officer to help me, then, that could be the first step in terms of improving our society and improving the police departments.